and move on. And some of our clients who called said, look, if I didn't have the showroom on the main line, I couldn't work. And that means a lot to me. So we ramped up our marketing, we ramped up our branding, and we decided that we would figure out the best way going forward to do as much business as we could with the trade and support them. So what's been interesting is we have complied with all of the CDC guidelines in that we have 1 or 2 people in the showroom at a time. People are wearing masks. We have a little station at the front door where we have the wipes and hand sanitizer and gloves and fresh masks if anybody comes without one. And I think what has been the most refreshing thing to see is that people are really happy to get out of their house, but then they've also decided how much they don't like it. So when they're here with their designer, they are motivated to do a project. And that's been huge for the designers in the area who've come. In the last week, we've done 2 whole house projects with very well-known designers in the area. And I think the nice thing for everyone is that they can sit and do the entire project here, minus tile and appliances and fixtures, like bathroom fixtures. So it allows them to have almost a private office where they can come and source and do what they need to do for that client to close the job for them as well. And I think that's important for a designer too, because having to go back and resource and have another meeting and then, you know, reselect is difficult. And I feel like they've been able to do that here, which has been great for us. A lot of times we end up helping source. We love to do that for people. A designer will come in and say, I need a cocktail table. It needs to be 36 by 54. And normally off the top of our head, we can think of 3 or 4 companies that could work for them. And that is what I think people come to us for, is we know how design works. We know who the vendors are. We know the price points. We can get a good idea of what their relationship looks like with the client when they come with them. And it just gives them another set of eyes and ears to help them help the client. And it's all customer service and it's all relationship driven. And for us, that has been, I think, more satisfying than just the, I need 2 yards of fabric when they run in and have a presentation later that day. So we'll go back to that, obviously. But this has been a nice hands-on, so for us. Any questions about that? No.
So Becky, I know you have a long list of vendors that you work with, because I've been to your showroom and I walk away with the paper. Mm-hmm. Are there ones that are kind of unique to you guys that you want to share with us? So
there are. We have quite a few lines. We like to specialize in custom for the trade, because if they have something that people can't shop, then they're far ahead of the curve. So we have the Antonia collection, which is a collection designed by a friend of mine from Colombia. They make very unique finishes. They do goatskin applications that are like nothing I've ever seen. If anybody on here is old enough to remember what parchment looks like, anyone, then you would appreciate these finishes. They do a high sheen. They're one of the few companies who can do liquid metal. So they can do huge seamless pieces with a metallic finish. And it's like nothing else you could ever see. The samples are here. The pieces are coming. Actually, they were supposed to come before we shut down. So that is one. I think the Dan Parrish is another company who we sell a lot of custom for, and they're a California-based company. Dan Parrish took over what used to be Bausman. Again, for anybody who's here and remembers the quality and the beauty of Bausman product. They ship out of California. Their finishes are, again, like no other. They do starburst tables with self-storing leaves that all match up when you pull them out, which is really difficult to do. And they're a US-made company. We focus mostly on United States companies when we can. We feel really strongly that we should know the people who build this furniture and that we're supporting them and also keeping them in jobs. So Chaddock is a new vendor for us, all made right there in North Carolina. EJ Victor, made in North Carolina. We have Durley Furniture back again, which was one of our very best sellers, again, made here in the United States by people that you can actually meet and talk to and care about the product that comes out of their manufacturing facility. I'm trying to think if I'm looking at some of our other Creative Metal and Wood has been a really fun product to work with, made in North Carolina, family owned, all customizable. Something different. I know designers love companies like Bungalow 5 who do fabric wrap, and we do sell that. But if somebody wants a 10-foot console table and they want it wrapped properly, Tebow can do that for them. Creative Metal and Wood can do that for them. And those are the kinds of projects we like to help people with. We have always supported our boutique brands. We want our showroom to be a boutique experience. We don't have, you know, a 30,000 square foot warehouse. That's just not what we're about. But we try and bring in things that are different, that are privately owned. We support mostly female-owned businesses. I think that might just be because most of the designers who do fabric and paper are females. But our boutique business is huge with Sister Parish and Victoria Larson and Block and Brer and some of the others. We love Bernard Thorpe. That's an English brand. We are the sole distributor of that brand in this area. So if you're looking for a true English product that's boutique, hand done, Bernard Thorpe has been one of our very, very favorites and one of our most successful brands in the boutique setting. When you're looking for upholstered pieces, like I was talking about before, I think we probably have 8 or 10, I'm trying to think, we've sold some things off the floor, different companies who you can actually come in and sit in and try the cushioning. And that's so important because, as an example, last week, somebody brought in a huge client of theirs and the wife was in love with the sofa. And she's like, this is exactly what I want. My husband's going to love this, but I'm going to bring him in just because he can come in. He's, you know, working from home. And he's like, oh, too squishy. And so he sat in a chair and it had a really hard cushion. He's like, this is how I like the sit. And so what was important for us is that we can put any cushioning style on any piece. So she was able to customize the sofa to be exactly what he wanted. And you can't really do that at like Pottery Barn, not to say that bad word out loud. But we really are all about making sure that the client at the end has exactly what they envisioned, and it makes everyone look good. It makes the designer look good. They're successful, and it makes us look good because they were able to come and try out as many things as they could. So that was
great.
Important.
So Becky, let's pretend we're a brand new designer, not ever done business with you guys. How do we get started?
Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee for this. So designers are required to send in their resale license copy. They are required to send in their letterhead, their business card, and I know there are a lot of people out there who can whip one of those up pretty quickly. So we do ask for trade references if we have any questions about whether or not this is a legitimate business. We check out their website, we check out their Instagram. There have been people who we have said that we don't feel meet our requirements, which is sometimes a little hairy, but we require that they have the backup for a legitimate business. And that's really all it takes to get started. We've been really excited about some of the younger designers who are starting out because we can help them and everyone actually, like we really try very hard to help people develop their business in the best way for them. A lot of the young designers come in and they don't really understand the back office of design and how intense it is. And we are the back office for everyone. I mean, if you place orders through us, we do the follow-up. We have somebody who just calls every week on every single order. And as you all know, in this field, like it's like no other, is all I can say. You know, COM fabrics don't show up. You have to track down where they are. People won't start a project unless they have everything. So we are the back office for young designers. We also help them with questions about, well, I don't really have a contract. Like, isn't it fine if I just say what my fees are and, you know, show them what I think? And from years and years of experience, I think between all of us in the showroom, we have almost like 100 years of experience in design, which is frightening. We have been able to sit down and say, these are different ways you can work. Do you want, and guide them on what will work best for them. I think as far as a new designer coming in, we expose them to all the lines without overwhelming them. And again, when they come to us and say, I need to do this living room, the budget is $50,000, the rug is already 10, can you help me? And we always ask, well, what part of this is yours? If they have a $50,000 budget and you need to get paid, where's that coming from? And how are we going to help you do this project? So we are very supportive of making sure that the trade still makes money in an ethical way, but is always thinking from a business standpoint. This is not a hobby. This is not fun. Sometimes it's really fun, but you don't work for free. And so we pride ourselves on helping people with business development, even as far as their Instagram. We've referred some people who are more in my age bracket, not great at Instagram, to some people who are local who can help them to up their photography, up their postings. And it's really fun to see them come in and say, like, I can't believe how this has changed. Like, I'm getting, you know, requests and I don't even know these people. My business has always been word of mouth. So we really are trying to help with business development, especially for young new designers who don't know.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, not only are you providing a product, so to speak, but also your expertise, and you're willing to share that with these designers that are new, because sometimes we have designers that may have had a previous career and now they're on to what their passion is. And a lot of them don't understand. I know I see that in my own business. I'm always constantly giving information, trying to encourage, you know, get paid. It's very important. You're not a pro bono company.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
There's something else I was just thinking about when you said that. We talk a lot about how to work with clients who say, well, I saw this fabulous sofa at Restoration Hardware. And I think educating people, we do lunch and learns all the time. We do a vendor day where vendors come in and talk about what's actually behind the product that they manufacture. And those things are really helpful because a lot of times young designers say, well, actually not even young designer, I mean, everyone says, my client saw this sofa in the Pottery Barn catalog, they think it's great, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the truth is 9 times out of 10, we can help them source an American made North Carolina product that's better for the same or sometimes less money, depending on where we're going. And the important thing about that is the client can't just go get it anywhere. They can't go to the mall or shop from home and order that thing. So there's a specialized feeling about getting something that nobody else has. And we're big on that. We don't like things to be the same over and over and over again. And we try and source to get rid of the Pottery Barns and the Restoration Hardwares of the world so that designers can actually make a fair markup and do something unique.
That's huge. I mean, that just blows a lot of people's concepts. I'm sure a lot of the designers on this know that. I didn't know that because I'm not in the furniture world. So what a value you bring to the trade, Becky.
Thank you.
So we're gonna open it up. Well, just before we open it up, I wanted to make a couple of announcements. Speaking of young designers, we have a 3-part Zoom series that's going to be coming up starting June the 17th. Very, very important that you all get the word out and also participate. We would love to have you. I believe Shanani is on the call. Do you want to talk about that for just a second, what our purpose is to talking to the students? You're muted.
Sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. So we are starting our three series of Student of Force STIR event from June 17th. Our first featuring award-winning designer is Catherine Penny. And we basically want to get to all the students and see how we can get more representation in IFDA.
Super. So Kathleen is going to talk about her beginning as a student, coming right out of school, what her journey has been like to having a 20-year successful design business. And she's going to impart on the value of networking, the value of being a part of an organization where you can cultivate some mentorship. So we're hoping that all of you that's on this call will get the word out. Renee's been posting it on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's shown up on our Facebook page or not, but we want to support students, especially in this time and age. We feel like they've all kind of went into hiding. So we want to bring them out, give them some love, and let them know we're here for them. Also, another, you guys on the board that's on the call, I will be sending out an email later on. I'm going to have to change our board meeting for next week, but just look forward. I'm hoping to do it right after next week's STIR meeting. So, and I believe we have someone arranged for next week. Renee, remind me who that was.
Honestly, I don't know yet. I
Okay.
think Mary was lining somebody up. I'm literally living week to week here, trying to keep up with that in our job. I do, and if it's okay, I know there's a couple people on here that haven't been on, like Andrea and